Happy Saturday. Okay, can you guys hear? I think we're doing good. Mic is on. I had some technical difficulties this morning, so I just want to make sure before we hop in that I am good to go. Hi, Rob. I see you in there. Hi, Lori. Hey, Doug. Hi, Molly. No sound. Okay, hold on. Oh, Gina says yes. Sound check is good. Resin, can you hear me now? Okay, I think we're good. It looks good on my end. Hi, Kathy. Hi, guys. So happy to be here. Happy Saturday. Hi, welcome. Charlani here. Today we are hopping in. You can't see now, but let me show this. I have the longest to-do list today. We have so much to do, but for all the best reasons ever. So today's topic, we are going to hop right in. Actually, first, I want to know, tell me if you can hear this. Can you guys hear that? It's the fan underneath my laptop, because for some reason my laptop has been getting really hot, and if I can keep the fan on, that'd be great. But if not, then I just want to know if you can hear it, and if it's annoying, I'll turn it off. So let me know. It's on right now. I'm hoping you guys can't hear it and it's like good. But if not, we'll turn it off. The other thing is my volume good? Because it keeps showing you don't hear it, Gina. Okay, good. Good. It's fine. Okay, good. Then we're going to leave it on. Okay, so there are a couple things that I want to touch on. And here's the thing. What I talk about here, what I share, most times are things that I'm dealing with, things that I am going through, things that I have gone through, obviously things that I'm learning. And in this whole process of starting a new small business from scratch and figuring my way through it, a lot of things have come up, a lot of things have changed, a lot of growing definitely has been happening. So there are things that I will share here that somewhat will apply to entrepreneurs, but I think all in all, I try to round a topic out with what will help everybody in whatever path they're on, whatever chapter in life they're on. We talk so much about journeys and where you're at in life and finding that true level of happiness. And for me, today, especially, I want to talk about a couple of things. First of all, we're going to talk about dreaming big. We're going to talk about what that looks like for you. And then we're also going to talk about trolls and what I've been dealing with. And I actually kind of want to address it. I don't normally address trolls, but this one I'm going to, because I feel like explanation needs to happen. And so we will address this one. So, okay. Number one, it's okay to want more. Now, to some, you have to realize that depending on your geographic, depending on your current situation, depending on your current level of success, other people will see that and wish that they could be where you are now. So let that sink in for a second, because no matter where you're at, if you think that you are not where you want to be or you're not happy with where you're at, just know that your current life is the goal life of many millions of other people. Because if you think about it, if you're here, right, and if you have internet, if you have the time, if you have a laptop or a phone and you're able to watch what it is that we're doing here, then already your current situation is, I'm sure the dream life of millions of people around the world. So I have in the past gotten caught up with, I can't dream too big. I don't want to dream too big. I don't want to ask for more. I don't want to talk about wanting more because I'm feeling like I'm being judged or I might seem ungrateful for what I have. And the truth is, sometimes you'll feel like it's too much, right? You have that imposter syndrome. Like, who do I think I am? But here's what I want to point out. Even though you might think or you have the idea that you're dreaming big and you feel ungrateful, think about all the things that you can be grateful for. What are you grateful for? Because to some people, and yourself too, when you get into the mindset of having a bigger vision and having that bigger dream state, I guess you will, it might seem greedy, arrogant, ungrateful for what you have, like you're not appreciative of the life that you live. But here's what I want to just say. If you want more, and if you're willing to work for more, do more. You can do whatever it is that you want, and you can't let other people stop you from feeling like you are ungrateful, because you know in your heart that you are grateful for the life that you live. But it's okay to want to grow. It's okay to want to learn. It's okay to want to share. It's okay to want to help other people become the best version of themselves too. And that's where community comes into play, where we're here trying to build a community of like-minded people who want to grow and who want to learn and be better. So I give you absolute permission to dream big, bigger, if that's what you want to do. So dream bigger and then put the work in to get those things done. Now, on the other hand, if you're happy and content with where you're at in life, that's okay too. If you can find that long-term successful feeling, that happiness feeling exactly where you're at, that's okay too. I always preach and will preach, I'm sure, dream bigger. Like, you are capable most likely of more than what you're giving, more than what you're doing. If you put in the work, you can get to those places that you want to get. But I am also very much aware that in a lot of different areas of life, you're just fine with where you're at. And as long as you know that you're good, right? If you're content, if you're perfectly happy with your current level of success, enjoy that. Live in that. Enjoy life as you are. Don't ever feel like you have to succumb to the pressures of what other people say, what other people are doing, because you can't let that judgment dictate how you behave, your actions, how you feel, the things that you do. You know, if you can do more, you'll do more. You know that if you're happy and content with where you're at, then be happy and content with where you're at. Don't worry about the judgment of other people. Now, that is so much easier said than done. I get it. I am very much like, I'm a people pleaser. I want everybody to like me. I don't want people to dislike me. I don't want to make anybody mad or upset. But I also like to push a little bit in that if you're not happy with where you're at, if you're not content, put the work in. Figure out those things that are going to make you happy. So whether that's reading personal development, listening to the podcasts, getting off of social media, the negative space of social media, because we all know that there are those rabbit holes in the social world, in this world of having access to the internet, that you can absolutely go down that negative hole. But if you want to switch that up, you have to be proactive in creating that positive foundation for yourself. And it isn't hard. It isn't hard to find positivity. You just have to be proactive for it. So if you know you're capable of doing more and you want to do more, then do more. You can do better. But if you are happy and content and you know that you are doing your best and you're putting your best foot forward, then be okay and be happy with that. That is okay too. If your dream is big, don't be afraid to start with small steps. Put a plan in action that puts you closer each day getting there. Yes, absolutely. Okay, so here's what I want to actually talk about too. Because this launch for me, this planning out this launch has been all consuming. It's been a journey of learning and creation and really trying to figure out what I want. How big do I want it to be? Do I want it to be big? Do I want to keep it boutique style, right? Or do we want hundreds of thousands of people to have the product? Like, all of those things have been going through my mind in what do we want this to look like? And I'm sure all of you know, but Rob in the chat right there, that's my husband. We have been together for almost 30 years now. Is it 30 years? Maybe almost 30 years now. But he and I both are in that phase of life. We're empty nesters now, and we are trying to figure out like that next chapter and what it looks like for us and how much time we want to spend on certain things and what do we want to do, and do we travel now? Do we travel in 5 years? What does that look like? And in the stage of the game that I'm in now, it is absolutely about figuring out what the business part of everything looks like. Because obviously, we need to have an income so that we can keep a roof over our heads. And we also want to have enough to be able to travel and to do the things that we want to do, because that is the chapter in life that we're at. So definitely in creating what I'm creating now, because this is all new to me, having my own small business. And I have owned a business before. I did medical billing. I had my own medical billing service for many years. 18 years, I think, is when I actually closed the doors to that. But it's nothing like what it is that I'm doing now. And in doing what I'm doing, and for those of you who have been with me for years, you guys know having a planner has been on my wish list, my dream list for years. And to have it come to fruition in the way that it has is just mind-blowing to me. It's become 10 times bigger than I had originally envisioned for it. It definitely is something that has evolved into so much more than I thought. I could have made just a planner like everybody else. We could have had a spiral bound, one piece, one manufacturer, one design. Could have made it much easier on myself, but no, that's not me. That's just not how I do things. Because I knew that if I was going to jump and make this leap of faith, I wanted it to be something that's elegant and beautiful and flexible. And I wanted options and I wanted pieces of things to kind of put together, which creates a whole different decision-making mindset that I have a hard time with, because when I finalize something, it's usually pretty final. And it's like, this is what we're doing, and I jump all in. And having to make a decision on 5 different pieces of things to put together to make one system, like that was a lot of brain work. It was a lot of stress of, is this going to work? It's a lot of dealing with different manufacturers, ordering, all the things. So it has absolutely been a time of love for sure, because I've put everything that I have into this. Now, I am not the best at articulating my vision. Like, I'm not the best articulating person in the world. Sometimes I literally have trouble finding words, as you guys know. And one of the things about going live, it was something that I kind of was like stuck there for a little while. Like, do I want to do that? Do I want to put myself out there and not feel stupid when a word doesn't come to me, or when I get distracted when I have distractions, because I squirrel everywhere all the time. I'm getting better at it. And I just told Rob the other day, I said, doing the lives, like, it's helping me to grow and to feel more comfortable in my own skin, because if I can't find a word, then I'll pick another one or I'll choose something that doesn't make quite as much sense. But anyhow, where I was going with that was articulating my vision is not always easy for me. And sometimes when I'm explaining something, it doesn't make any sense. But when it's done, it's like, oh my gosh, yes. So for example, our guest room upstairs, I had so many comments of people like, what do you mean you're painting one wall black and you're only putting accent on half of that? It doesn't make any sense. But when you see and I had a hard time, like, no, we're going to have pictures. It's going to be a collage. Nobody could see that vision until it was done. And you have to admit, it was amazing and it's beautiful. And a lot of times, and several times on those videos, people will say, like, this was not what I thought it was going to be. And I'm like, I know, I'm sorry. I didn't form the words to explain it very well. Anyways, home design stuff for me, I could see it in my brain. I know what I want and I know what I'm looking for. I just have a hard time explaining that, but I know it's going to be beautiful. And I'm like, just trust me, just trust the process. So here's the point that I'm trying to make. You have a gut feeling if you're on the right path. You'll know if you need or you want to do more, you'll do more. If you're happy and content, then simply just be happy and be content. It's okay. It's okay to not want more, but it's also okay to want more. I once did a thing, before I talk about the troll situation, which we'll talk about here in just a second. I once had a situation where I did something for someone and they didn't receive it in the way that I thought that they would. It was just simply building a bookcase for someone. And she said, I don't feel like I deserve such nice things. And that kind of took me aback in the sense of, what do you mean you don't deserve nice things? That doesn't make any sense. And that is the mindset of some people, that you are not worthy, that whatever the life path you've been on, whatever your past was like, whatever truths you tell yourself, whatever falsities other people have said to you, that becomes your truth. But the truth is, you deserve whatever it is you're willing to work for. And whatever you're willing to put the time in to learning, you are 100% absolutely worth that. So your worth, your value should come directly from yourself, and knowing that you're good exactly as you are. And if you want more, work for more. If you're content and happy with where you're at, be content and happy with where you're at. Okay, so now I want to talk about a troll that we have. It's actually Rob's troll too. This guy he literally keeps like making different YouTube channels just to troll us. But I have to tell you guys that he made a comment on my community post where I said on Monday, I believe, you get 2 videos this week. And his comment was that, oh, here you go again, promising all the content. And that's what you promised 3 weeks ago. And that's what you promised 9 days ago. And here you just been, he said something about, I just laid in bed all day and I did absolutely nothing because he didn't see any content. And here's the thing. So yeah, that's upsetting to me. I don't, number one, like to disappoint anybody, but the truth is he's not wrong. He wasn't wrong. Because in my mind, you know, I'm not usually an excuse maker. I try not to be. I have the best of intentions. And I'm only addressing it because I feel like maybe some of you might have thought this too, but you would never have said it to me in the way that he did. You would never have done that because we are good people and we're nice and we're not mean and whatever. But here's the truth. He is not wrong because I said all the content is coming and it didn't. But I want to explain what happened. And I didn't feel like I needed to because most of you who are in here follow me in Instagram and I'm in my stories pretty much every day, all day sometimes. So you know what's going on, but other people are not. They just kind of take things as face value and don't know the back behind the scenes. So if you're somebody who is like, yeah, what the heck happened? I just want to explain that I had to finish the planner. The planning system itself became, like I said, 10 times bigger than what I had envisioned. And I needed to finish the thing. I read a book years ago. I can't remember what book it was. I have literally read hundreds of books over the last several years. But one of them was, when you're creating something, you create the thing and you have to make the thing and you have to focus on it and finish it. So that is what these last several weeks, I put my head down and we're finishing the thing. The thing is the planning system because I need to get it done. Now, one of the things that I do not like is, so I created social media content that is based on the tools that I use. I am a very tactical. Show me what you're doing. Show me how you're doing it. That's the best way that I learn. So it's the best way that I know to teach and to share. And I didn't want to create content based on the things that I was using without giving you an opportunity to use those same things. I hope that makes sense. But it just made sense to me to wait until I could direct someone to the proper tools, to all the things. Now, what I realized when we launched the planners, the notepads, the weekly planner, the daily to-do list, when we launched that was an amazing launch. You guys are awesome. But I listened to the feedback that you've given me, and one of the biggest things, like literally almost everybody, was like, they're just hard to transport. So then I went to Amazon and we found a Padfolio, and it was like, here, use this because now you can transport these, because not everybody works from home. Not everybody can keep their notepads right on their desk. And I see comments. I'm going to go back and read them. I promise. We'll go back up to that in just a minute because I'm almost done. So I knew that creating our own Padfolio was key. And I also knew that a Padfolio itself was not the solution because it was ripping the backs off the backing board off the notepads. So what I knew I needed to do was create something different that could hold our notepads, not rip them apart, but also be pretty. Hence the Clipfolio, where we go in and we actually have the clip here so that we can just put our notepads in there. So it became something a little bit different. And I realized a few weeks ago that I just needed to put my head down and focus and finish it. And I'm still in the midst. We have a week to go. on Wednesday or Thursday. And here's the other thing. I was promising myself that I wasn't going to give dates. I'm like, don't give dates yet unless you know for sure, which I'm not going to do anymore. But I can give generals because it won't hold me exactly to the date. But I am hoping that Wednesday, Thursday, I will be able to give a launch date. So the exciting news is that the last piece of the puzzle, well, second to the last piece, it are the calendars, the monthly calendar booklets, and those are supposed to be here early this week. So fingers crossed they come in and they're beautiful, and everything that has come in, like I said, we have pieces of things. I'm putting this system together with different manufacturers and all the things. So the fact that every single thing has come in and has been better than I thought, more beautiful than I thought, I'm like, fingers crossed that the calendars are going to be as beautiful as I think they will be. And I think they will be. But anyways, we're still kind of in the midst of all of this. But my YouTube videos had to take a back seat, as did sharing partly on social media. But I will say that that stuff is coming because I don't even know what I'm going to do with all my time when I'm no longer creating this. You know, like when I have the time to sit down and post and do all those things, create the blog and all of that, it's going to probably be overload, information overload, but I'm here for it. So I just want to say he's not wrong in the sense that I did have the best of intentions and throw in all the social media stuff because that's how I share. It's the best way for me to share because social media, in my opinion, is one of the best things that could ever have happened to most of us who use it in the right way. So, okay, I hope that makes sense, and I'm not trying, I hope it didn't come off as defensive because I'm not, but I will admit when I am wrong, and I did say at that point, and then I don't think I ever addressed it. I thought I did in social media stories, but I realized that not everybody watches those, because in those, I can be a little bit wordy for sure. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm going to go up a little bit here. Let me see. 30 years will be in January. It's so long. So long. Planners have always been a big, always. I have always had a planner. There is in 35 years, how old am I? 35-ish years, I've never not been without a planner. Was that too many negatives? I've never not been without a planner. You know what I mean. I think you know what I mean. Timing of this planner is precisely where you needed it. Yes, and I feel that in my soul because what I've created would not have come to me even a year ago. 2 years ago, definitely not. It would have been what everybody else does. Just a planner in a spiral bound. And some people will like that. Some people will prefer that. I'm okay with that. But I think what I've created is coming at exactly the perfect time. For sure. Doug says it's 36 years for me and my wife. That's amazing. I love that. And it's rare. I think it's rare. We find more people, we don't find as many couples who've been together for such a long time. That's amazing. Good for you guys. Kristen, I see you in here. Lori, 17 years. Awesome. Loving what you do is the best reward in life. Absolutely, Kathy. Absolutely. I can't even tell you how filled my heart is. Every day I'm excited to get to work on the things that I get to work on. Want more? Work for more. New mantra. Yeah, 100%. Trolls are miserable people who want others as miserable as them. Yes. And one of the biggest ways that I deal with trolls is I usually like give them some kind of an ailment, or any rude person, road rage people, right? Because I can actually, to be really frank, I can be a road rager too, because people in their cars really make me mad sometimes. But if I'm cut off, or if somebody speeds up on me and like cuts me off or whatever, people are in my way, I always, if someone is like speeding ridiculously down the highway, I always think to myself that they have diarrhea. Like, I give them an ailment that would be like, if that were you, you'd be going 150 miles down the road if you also had to get to a toilet. Like, those are the things that I think about. And then when I'm not so in that much of a mode, I'm also thinking, well, you don't know. You never know what it is that they're going through. Maybe they have a child that was rushed to the hospital for some reason. They're trying to get to them. So that is what I think in the car, in a vehicle, when I'm like, oh, I always give them an ailment or think that they are in the midst of a situation. I always think that. It helps me for sure. When it comes to trolls online, we have chosen to have public profiles, which invites everybody to share their opinions, and for whatever reason, people sitting behind a computer screen don't have tact sometimes in the things that they say. We have definitely been victims of that, but I always think, just think of how unhappy that person must be and feel, and to have to live a life through that lens is very sad to me. Because obviously, if people can go in and want to try and make other people feel badly, they're very much not feeling happy within themselves, if truth be told. This month has been so hard for Elle and I, both businesses with discrimination. Oh, yes. I don't know if this is something in the air or water. This month has been hard. Oh, man, Kristen, I'm sorry. But you know what? You keep plugging away at it. Things will come together. Don't give up. Keep plugging away at it. And if you really think about it, if you know other people in your situation doing things that you want to do, and you see them being successful, which most of us do, like that's how I get my inspiration, is to see somebody else has been successful at this thing. That is proof that if you keep at it, it will work. It will work. You just have to keep putting in the work. And sometimes you maybe have gone down the wrong path. I have many times taken up way too much of my own time going down the wrong path. But when you find it and you know that this feels good, this makes sense, and you know other people have also been successful in doing what you want to do, keep at it. Because I know there are people who are doing what you want to do. You just got to keep at it. And I'm so sorry that you're feeling that aggressive hate, discrimination, homophobia. Yeah, it's rough. I'm sorry for it. I'm sending you and Elle all the love for sure. Yeah. Yes. Makes you want to push harder for sure. And most of the trolls for me do the same. Your focus has been on working on the new planning system that can drain you when you want it to be perfect. Yeah. And the second guessing, is this right? Because nobody else, I have not been able to find any kind of planning system like what I've created, but I still in my heart, I'm like, this is the best thing ever. If you don't think so, you're dumb. Just kidding. It's not going to be for everybody, and I know this. I love all of it. Oh, good, Resin. I'm so glad too. And I look forward to these as well. Social media is like a garden with beautiful flowers, but there are pesky weeds too. I love the way you said that, Molly. Yes. Oh. from a maker's point of view, when concentrating on a project, it takes so much of your time. There's only so much in the day. Content can take a back seat, and it did for sure. But it was totally worth it. Like, I am so happy that we're at the tail end of this situation. But I will also say everything has taken me way longer than I thought it would, because as a creative, and if you're creative too, you know that when you're creating something, it can go off in different ways. And for me, as I'm creating all of these different pieces, every single one of them went in a direction that I had not anticipated. But for the better. And it was like, oh my gosh, yes, this, and this, and we can do this. And it just kind of sometimes, for me, snowballs a little bit out of control. So I've had to rein it in many, many times. And even this last week, I have added in a component that I had not anticipated on adding in, but I'm like, this is like icing on the cake. Like, this is the piece that is going to take it from being a super amazing, awesome, cool planner to the best. And it's just one of those things that I'm like, okay, well, I just added a whole week's worth of work that I'm going to try to get done in 5 days, because that's what one does when you're trying to hit a deadline, but you keep adding shit. Like, it's the way it is. Florida traffic is terrible. Oh, Kathy. Yes. Traffic is the worst. And I was in Dallas traffic the other day, and I have not been in traffic like that in years, because I know me, and I don't travel during rush hour if I can help it. And most of the time I'm like, let me get out of these people's way who have places to be at certain times and got to get to work and got to pick up their kids from daycare. I don't want to be the problem. So I try never to be out there during traffic hour or school drop off. But sometimes it happens, and I had to use that mindset of, this person has an ailment. Yes, just keep swimming. Yes. Okay, I think I'm caught up on the chat. Thank you guys also for understanding that I squirrel way too much. Last week was a huge key and proof to you guys that when I get distracted, I lose my train. Like, the train of thought, that line, that thread completely goes out of my brain. I don't know. It just happens that way. It is what it is. Oh, Lori, yay. I'm so glad you're in here. Yeah, this community that we are building here is amazing, and it's all support, and I love it. I look forward to Saturdays for sure. Okay, we need to start planning because it is 11:40. We got to start planning. I did, by the way, update the screens, but I need to still adjust some of the things. But I think it's good enough for now. It's the same way all the time, so I totally get it. Yeah, squirreling. It's what happens for sure. Okay, so since this is right here, one of the things also, I thought it was going to take me 2 hours to make our mailer boxes. Literally 2 hours. That's what I had scheduled in for myself when I blocked out time. No. Took 2 to 3 days, full days of me sitting here. And I got to use my iPad, but moving leaves and flowers and stems and just creating. But these mailer boxes are everything I could have ever dreamed of. Now, I have been for years, I have kept so many, here, this one I can grab, but I have kept so many mailer boxes from people who send things, and it's almost like a small business thing. Like the branding is huge, but I've been keeping boxes for years, and like, this is what I want, and this is what I want it to look like, and I could not be happier. Well, I could be happier because there is one thing on here that kind of bugs me, but that's okay. You'll never notice it because you won't know the creation side of it, but regardless, it is amazing. And then your label will go right here on the back, but oh, I love it so much. Like, it makes me just so happy just to even look at that. Molly, I'm a squirrel too. Yes. Okay. Oh, good, Molly. Molly A and Molly G. Love that. How you know you're old. That's a good box. We need to keep it. I know. Well, you guys know, Robin is keeping all of the packaging that he gets, and he reuses it all the time. But now, honestly, as a business owner, I'm like, we could use that. we could use that. Let's save that. Okay. So, okay, let's get to planning because this is my to-do list today. So we need to get done. Where is here it is. This is I also, let me address, so I had technical difficulties this morning. Well, Rob already knows. We're going to have to address this later, but this camera, the one right there pointing down, looking at this, is off a little bit. And we're going to go with it though, because I've got it to work. You can see everything good enough. So just know that we will try and make this better because you can see it kind of, I don't know, it's skewed somehow. I don't know if it's elongating it. I'm not quite sure what the deal is with it, but we will address this and hopefully we will fix it for next week. Because I'm not quite sure exactly what the issue is, but it doesn't look anything like, because Rob helped me set up my OBS, and it doesn't look like the setup that I did this morning. So, but it's working, and I didn't want to keep messing with it. So it is what it is. But I am aware that we're going to try and make it so it doesn't look so wonky. I feel like that's the best word. Again, articulation is not my strong suit. Okay, let's get some music going. We're going to go, it's 11:44. Let's go 15 minutes. Let's see. Oh no, are we not charged? No, we are not charged. So we'll go 15 minutes, but that's okay. We need to charge that. I'll put it on my phone. So go ahead, grab your planners. Hi, Michael Smith. Grab your planner and let's start planning out this week ahead. Let me put on some music and we'll get going. Then right before we head off, I'll pop back in and we'll chit chat for another second or two.
Life is a winding road.
Okay, I just set it for 12 minutes.
Driving through days and nights. Won't stop for traffic.
So first thing is grab your monthly calendar. Fill out all of this and however is going to make sense for you. If you do block timing, awesome. If you do section timing, that's awesome too. However you set yours up.
Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my
All right.
highs.
I'll put this here.
You can say I lost
All
my
right,
mind. I will keep
13th.
on
So
holding
Monday is
my
the
head
14th.
high, even if the sky is falling down. Jumping from cliffs so high, trusting our wings to fly. Sometimes we're crashing down, but we get up and start from the ground. And I really wanna know if I will ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high, even if the sky is falling down. Even if the sky is falling down. The sky is falling down. Even if the sky is falling down. Even if the sky is falling down. The sky is falling down.
You said that you needed me, like a cargo, you would carry me. I just hope you know my depth, even though it makes no sense. Sometimes I'm broken, too much of emotions. Sometimes I'm the lightning, don't wanna pick a fight when everything seems so good. I guess I can't help myself. Would you call me?
Okay, so I see the 4 months social club retracted membership. I don't know who did that, but I love you for that because I feel like it was retracted because you didn't want to scare me while I was like how I was scared last week. You still can. In fact, Rob and I, so whenever we get the member shout out or whenever I got a super chat, it was so loud. We think that we fixed the loudness of it. We think. So I just wanted to point that out. And oh my gosh, that's so funny. Because I feel like that's exactly what just happened there. Okay. Okay, first wave. That arrow is annoying, but that's okay. We're gonna deal with it. Kristen Owen, that is so unnecessary and so appreciated. Oh my gosh, you're amazing. Thank you so much for that. Oh, dang it. And I'm sorry. My screens were weird, but just wanted to show you the love. We really adore you, and our days wouldn't be complete without seeing something from you. I appreciate that so much. Thank you, Kristen. Truly, truly. That's amazing. Yeah, you and Elle are the best, and this community would not be the same without you guys too. So thank you very much. I appreciate that. So this last week, I am always tweaking up my calendar and my schedule too to fit whatever I'm doing. And this last week, I actually took my socials off of my game plan here, my tracker. I call this the habit tracker for me, scorecard, same. But I took it off here because I actually created a different spreadsheet in my notebook to track a little bit differently. So I'm just trying a new strategy, a new way of doing things. So just so you know, it is always okay to switch things up. So I literally just crossed all of that out. I'm like, we're not even gonna worry about that right there. So that's what that is all about, and it worked beautifully last week. So I'm going to keep that the same. And I always, when I come back down to my scorecard down here, I come in and I'm actually putting it, I transfer basically right here. William Fowler, you guys, holy crap. William Fowler, thank you for your $100 Canadian monies. You guys are awesome. Thank you. And there, I fixed it. Thank you so much, William. Same goes for you too. This community would not be the same without you. And so Rob does up on Rob's channel, he does live streams, and he is a coin hunter. He searches and he's looking for silver for rolls of coins. I know nothing about coins. I'm just there for moral support, and I read the chat and all the things. But William Fowler, you're amazing too. And last night, you were so generous last night within the community as well. You guys are awesome. Yeah, showing all the love. You guys are the best. Truly the best. All right. Get this in here. I'm almost done. What time is it? It's 11:55. We're good. Where's my phone? 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Studio Fit Club, check shop, and Etsy. I'm not gonna worry about that. And then just charge all the things. Oh, step count. Okay, haha. I'll explain that in a second. It's always exciting to have a fresh, new, take on your planner on your system, because sometimes I get super bored with what my schedule looks like. You got to switch it up. And even just simply doing this definitely is a switch up. Now, another thing, so I'm going to stop here because I'm pretty much done with mine. So here's the thing. I have to relook at my goals, because do you see my yearly goal? My original goal was not to have the planner system out until Black Friday. It was going to be a Black Friday launch. Obviously, we are several months ahead of schedule. So my goal system needs to change. I need to revisit what I want all of this to look like. And for me, that's super exciting, because one of my biggest goals, one of the big project check marks, is almost done. So by the end of the month, we will have the planner system launching, which is just super excited. I loved it. Made my weekend. I'm so happy. And I love that you say that smiles are priceless, right? Making other people happy, making other people feel good. Like, there's no better feeling for yourself. If you're in a bad mood, go make somebody else's day better. You'll instantly feel better. That is the truth. That is 100% the truth. If you make somebody else smile, that just internally feels good. Camera looks really sharp. So yeah, so here's the thing. I thought the same thing, Molly. I was like, but you know what? The camera itself is like good, but I feel like it has skewed it just a little bit. Maybe not. Is it just me? Does it look fine for you guys? Goodness, I don't know. Okay. So, yeah, totally okay always to switch things up and make things work for you. And this week, I very much have a focus all week. I got to get the website situated, done, which means that's a lot of work all week long. So, thank you guys so much for joining me today. Thank you for that amazing super chat train up there. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, it is a tiny bit skewed, but I don't know. Is it worth keeping it the way it is to have it like this rather than have it be blurry? You know? I don't know. We'll have to weigh our options. But so anyways, Robin is going to have to come down. We're going to have to figure it out and figure out what this situation is. Okay, listen. Please just stay tuned to the community tab. I will let you guys know if we are streaming on Saturday. I won't know until we're making all the decisions Wednesday and Thursday. Launch date, and if we're going to go live on Saturday. If we go live on Saturday, it might be a little bit of a different, might not be a plan with me, but we're going to have to just kind of see. I try to plan, but my job changes by the hour, and it is hard when you're on a 24-hour call. Yes, that is true. That is true. Your schedule has to be flexible, and you need to make sure that you can tweak it up. But I will say that it does make sense to plan and then tweak if you need to. Tweak as you go. Because when things change, sometimes spur of the moment, you got to scrap what you've already planned and replan it for later. I'm on a call for a full week every month. Yeah. I feel like a rubber band. I'll bet. That's a hard way to live. You know what else is a hard way to live? Is the graveyard shift. My mom worked the graveyard shift for a long time. And that also, shift work is just hard, I think. Right? Have an amazing, yeah, you have an amazing week. Thank you, Maud, so much for being here with me and helping me out on Saturdays. I appreciate that very, very much. Bear worked overnight graveyard shift for a long time. Yeah, It's different. And you adapt. Yeah? You adapt and you make it work and you figure out what works best for you and how things are going to work for you. You know, for a very long time, Rob traveled during the week, every week for, I don't know, Rob, 15 years? And he had a completely different schedule, right? But you make it work. You figure out how to live to the best that you can in the circumstance that you find yourself. And like I said, I have been a planner all my life. My schedule has changed a bazillion times. Life has happened a bazillion times. And sometimes your game plan is going to go down the tubes because of something that has happened or something comes up. And you have to be flexible with that for sure. Okay. Yeah. All right, guys. Again, thank you so much for joining me. I will post in the community tab Wednesday or Thursday whether or not we are going to stream this weekend. And it might not be a plan with me. It might be something a little bit different. We'll just kind of have to see. But again, thank you so much for everything. You guys mean the world to me. And we'll see you guys really soon. Okay, bye.